Hello, the second video is for our week 3 journal entry in regards to Ms. Warburg's consideration for school placement for her oldest child, Jeremy. The entry is to reflect on considerations for selecting a school within the community for a child. B, teachers and their reputations in the community, and C, what the teacher plan / do to meet the individual needs of Jeremy. When reflecting on Jeremy's case, with him as his mother described him as being the most gifted of all three, although her last child was the most brightest, but he just didn't take on to school as well as Jeremy. But in the case of his needs, just reflecting on her considerations when determining where Jeremy or what classroom Jeremy should be in regards to teachers and their lesson plans, I feel like with being a parent, that's something that you really need to consider, especially if their learning needs are different. And from the beginning, with telling her story, it seems as though as she was getting negative feedback from different parents around the community when making a consideration to where Jeremy should attend, or what teacher she um, should have him pair up with, or teacher she shouldn't have him pair up with, which is everybody else's opinion. But coming down to the conclusion, the teacher that they spoke bad about was actually the best for him. And every teacher's learning style is different, but that doesn't mean that that teacher's learning style was correct for the other parents' children. So I think that was excellent when trying to choose who could fulfill Jeremy's needs academically. Um, B, teachers and their reputations in the community, spoke about that, considerations within the school for our child. Just going back to how they were making different opinions about the teachers that she should avoid, I feel like a lot of parents, I mean, they can have a open ear to when listen to other people's opinions, but they shouldn't go off of that, because, like, again, when I said before, every child's needs are different, and maybe those teachers, that teacher's learning style did not complement other kids. But from the video said before, it seems as though everything went well and Jeremy excelled. And see what the teacher plan should do to meet the individual needs. It seems as though from the story they were doing different things, that the teacher was doing different things that she wasn't doing with other children, just because of Jeremy's needs, and it seems as though he needed a more fast-paced, a little bit more challenging curriculum, and that's when they decided to move him onto a private school or move him up a grade. But if you do have a child that needs more, um, needs more, say, help, or needs to be more challenged, or one that needs to be pushed back a little bit more because they need to go at a slower pace, you do need to consider those characteristics, and you need to consider how a teacher style can affect individuals' needs, and that's what his mother did for him when considering the reflection, when how did they meet Jeremy's individual needs, just by making things a little bit more challenging, doing other exercises for him, to better his skills in the classroom. Seems like that was set aside for him than other students.